Get ready for this nonsense. Exclusive, or I don't know if it's exclusive, but Yahoo News. Exclusive FBI document warns conspiracy theories are a new domestic terrorism threat. That's how you know when you're really close to the truth. When the conspiracy theories are trying to put something in your face and the government doesn't want you saying, hey, y'all keep that down over there. If we're just conspiracy theorists, we're not a domestic terrorist. We're no domestic threat. We're wackadoodles. I don't listen to, only a moron would listen to these people. Really. The FBI, for the first time, has identified fringe conspiracy theories as domestic terrorist threat, according to a previously unpublicized document obtained by Yahoo News. Oh, you guys just obtained this. What made you obtain it? How did you know to even look for it? Or is Q about to start releasing some stuff and y'all are trying to get ahead of the story? Don't listen to Q, because I think what we're about to hear in this news clip here is QAnon mentioned specifically. How do you know when you're close to the target? They start attacking you. The FBI Intelligence Bulletin from the Bureau's Phoenix field office, dated May 30th, 2019, describes, quote, conspiracy theory-driven domestic extremists as a growing threat. It notes that it is the first such report to do so. It lists a number of arrests, including some that haven't been publicized, related to violent incidents motivated by fringe beliefs. The document specifically mentions, here it is, QAnon, a shadowy network that believes in a deep state conspiracy against President Trump and Pizzagate, the theory that a pedophile ring, including Clinton associates, was being run out of the basement of a Washington, D.C. pizza restaurant, which didn't actually have a basement. Quote, the FBI assesses these conspiracy theories very likely will emerge, spread, and even evolve in the modern information marketplace, occasionally driving both groups and the groups and individual extremists to carry out criminal or violent acts, says the document. It also goes on to say the FBI believes conspiracy theory-driven extremists are likely to increase during the 2020 presidential election cycle. Oh, we've seen enough of the conspiracy theory, the real conspiracy theorists. The guy's name is James Comey, Robert Mueller, Hillary Clinton, all of her aides, the Awan brothers, Deborah Wasserman Schultz, the entire DNC, kind of the whole Democratic Party, to be honest with you. Russian collusion, obstruction. Oh, nope. So, FBI, do you guys by chance, if we're domestic conspiracy theorists, extremists, what do you guys call your own coworkers and bosses that are next level conspiracy theorists? Because what they said actually turned out to be completely wrong, and us so-called junior conspiracy theorists were right. Speaking of Pizzagate, since everything else we've talked about has been coming true, conspiracies, fraud, you didn't try to overthrow the president. Are you crazy? The president says he tweeted today he was spied on. He was spied on. This guy, he's out of his mind. Oh, he was spied on. And they illegally got the warrant. And they lied to the FISA court judges. And they had a dirty dossier that was complete nonsense, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Inside FBI agents, we're going to take this guy out if we have to, through whatever means. And, oh, can we see those texts? No. What do you mean no? Oh, well, the boss's boss got rid of him already. Really? Who's the boss's boss? Oh, that's Robert effing Mueller. Oh. What else does this article say? Because as far as Google and the deep state social media is concerned, this Yahoo is an authoritative source. So I'm going to read you, not my opinions, because I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm going to read you the authoritative source. The FBI said another factor driving the intensity of this threat is the uncovering of real conspiracies or cover-ups involving illegal harmful, or unconstitutional activities by government officials or leading political figures. Yeah, yeah, actually it is. Because we find things that are, oh, that's disturbing. What's going on over there? Hey, you guys are full of fraud and corruption over. Hey, you're stealing money. Hey, you're doing. And then, well, we're follow the money. Where's the money? Oh, it's going to this. Oh, he's a sex. He got nailed for sex trafficking, child sex trafficking. Oh, okay. And then you just put the puzzle pieces together. That one leads to that one. That one leads to that one. Oh, and the next thing you say is, oh, a conspiracy theory has just been born. Do you think? Let me run this by you. Do you think it's even possible for just a bunch of average human beings to accidentally, or not even accidentally, can't even use that, on purpose, come up with the whole pedo Pizzagate thing by themselves, out of nowhere, and then just say, oh, these politicians are doing that? Does that sound normal? Like a normal? Don't you think the average person wants to say, hey, we voted for those people, that's our government. Hey, thanks for fixing that problem. Hey, good job, I'm glad I voted for you. Rather than say, are you doing things to children? And there's evidence here that, John and Tony Podesta, there's this girl that went missing, Madeline, and the witness says they sketched this out. This is what it looks like. It looks like you and your effing brother perfectly. John and Tony, were you guys in the vicinity of this person in another country at the time she went missing? Actually, we were. We were over there, as a matter of fact. That, though, is a right-wing conspiracy, according to the FBI. Were those drawings real? Yes, they were. Did the girl go missing? Yes, they were. Were John and Tony Podesta there? Yes, they were. Are they part of the Pizzagate scandal, pedo scandal? Yes, they are. As far as the conspiracy theorists say, yeah, they're part of it. No proof, but that's what the conspiracy is. And a girl goes missing, and the only witness or witnesses say, I can tell you what they look like. They get a sketch artist in, and they freaking draw John and Tony Podesta's faces. Not one person, two men. I can understand if you drew one of them, that does kind of look like John, or that kind of looks like Tony. But to have two different men in the same picture by someone who saw who this girl was abducted by or whatever, that's a hard pill to swallow. Coincidence. President Trump is mentioned by name briefly in the latest FBI document, which notes that the origins of QAnon is the conspiratorial belief that Q, allegedly a government official, posts classified information online to reveal a covert effort led by Donald Trump to dismantle a conspiracy involving deep state actors and global elites allegedly engaged in an international child sex trafficking ring. This recent intelligence bulletin comes as the FBI is facing pressure to explain who it considers an extremist and how the government prosecutes domestic terrorists. In recent weeks, the FBI director has addressed domestic terrorism multiple times, but did not publicly mention this new conspiracy theorist threat. The FBI is already under fire for its approach to domestic extremism. Let me stop. So the FBI is the one, we've got this document, we've got this system in place, we're looking at these conspiracy theories, it's real, we got to deal with these people. This entity, this FBI, do they have a good track record? Or are they corrupt to the core? What have we seen recently? Oh, that's right. They're corrupt to the core. Not every agent, not every person, but the upper echelon, the one who gives, give orders, you're lower than me. I need you to stop working that case. But sir, you like your job? You want to get promoted? Yeah. You want your retirement? Yeah. You've been here 15 years. You got 5 years left. Yeah. Go find another case to work on. Yes, sir. Those guys. What is their record like? Well, we've already found out. You have an entity that tried to overthrow the United States president. The same president mentioned in this document by that entity, the FBI, being attached to QAnon. That authority source is telling us there's extremists, there's conspiracy theorists, QAnon, it's some crazy stuff. We got to deal with these people. That same entity is the one who tried to overthrow the president of the United States through a failed coup attempt. And its top leader, James Comey, and including Mueller before him, who then became the special counsel, epic fail there, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, all these people, the list goes on, attached to the FBI. How much weight do you think that what I just read holds with me? Zero. The criminal actors telling the rest of us we're the criminals. Again, like the left always does, they accuse the other side of what they do. So if that's the case, and it is, perhaps the real conspiracy theorists are the upper echelon of the FBI, or former upper echelon of the FBI. Former because Trump has been cleaning house. In a contentious hearing last week before the Senate Judiciary Committee, FBI Director, incorrupt guy himself as a matter of fact, Christopher Wray, faced criticism from Democrats who said the Bureau was not focusing enough on white supremacist violence. That's because there really isn't any. Anyways, the term white supremacist, white nationalist, is not included in your statement to the committee when you talk about threats to America. Senator Richard Durbin, hold your breath, get ready, Democrat, Illinois, said, quote, there's a reference to racism, which I think probably was meant to include that, but nothing more specific, he said. Yeah. Mr. Wray told lawmakers the FBI had done away with separate categories for black identity extremists and white supremacists. Instead, the Bureau was instead now focusing on racially motivated violence. But he added, I will say that a majority of the domestic terrorism cases that we've investigated are motivated by some version of what you might call white supremacist violence. Now notice the word he used. He's very careful about his word choice. I will say that a majority of the domestic terrorism cases that we investigated, meaning anybody could say anything about anybody and you're going to investigate it. Oh yeah, we investigated, there's nothing there. But you could still use the phrase he used. Well, we've investigated a bunch of white people. Oh, you mean white guys like J. Snip 4 who are exposing the federal government, the corrupt politicians, the corrupt FBI, the corrupt DOJ, the corrupt banking system, all of them, which mostly happen to be Democrats for whatever reason. You could easily say, yeah, we investigated a bunch of white guys. Did you do anything? No, because they didn't do anything wrong. But we can use that word extremist and blah, blah, because of what they're talking about exposing us. We consider that extremism. We're not going to say that. Well, anyone that investigates us and finds fraud within our organization, they're an extremist. But that's what they'll do. And that's how they're going to try to treat you. You're the crazy one. You're the extremist for exposing the horrible things that have been done by them. The FBI had faced mounting criticism for the term black identity extremist after use was revealed by Foreign Policy magazine in 2017. Critics pointed out that the term was an FBI invention based solely on race, since no group or even any specific individuals actually identify as black identity extremists. Then why did they have the name to start with? Was that, I know. I'm a black person, but I identify as a white extremist. Now that's very possible. I'm a black person, but I identify as a white supremacist. Kind of like Dave Chappelle. Remember that show when he did the KKK? White power! Shh, he doesn't know he's blind. He's blind, he doesn't know. He went to a KKK meeting as a black guy. He thought he was hanging around more white people. He didn't know he was black. He identifies as white, guys. Just leave him alone. You know, you could be a biological male, but you can identify as a female. You could be a female biologically and identify as a male. Now, I haven't heard of anyone yet. Maybe I'm missing. I'm not up with the latest fashion designs and fads, but maybe people could identify. It's possible as male and female. Why couldn't you? Because you could easily argue, well, I was born a male, biologically born a male. I've identified as a female, but since I still have male parts, I also want to identify as a male. Therefore, I am a she-male, a shim, a him. I'm just thinking out loud. Like, what would I call myself if I did that? I don't know. But you don't have to worry about me doing that. Why? Because the whole transgender thing is nothing but a CIA operation to get you focused and arguing amongst yourselves, fighting about stupid nonsense, and, hey, they did that to somebody, they came in, so that you're not focusing on, hey, the FBI tried to overthrow our president. Where does that stand on the scale of somebody did not call me ma'am, like the one guy in the game store. It's ma'am! It's ma'am! It's ma'am on one side of the scale, FBI trying to overthrow your freaking president, and the entire Democratic Party just about colluding with them. I don't want to talk about that because this really aggravates me with this man that thinks he's a woman or identifies as a woman or whatever. And right? That's all the transgender thing is nothing but something to keep you focused on that instead of something you should really be focused on. Which is why I don't even care anymore when I see anything about it. Oh, out of my face. No thanks. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, you're not going to fool me again. Dodo Bird Bush. That was a quote from Dodo Bird Bush Jr. Anyways, there's quite a bit more to this. Actually, a hell of a lot more. Jiminy Christmas. This is a huge article. I think I've gotten the point across. I don't want to, take up any more of your precious time. I don't think I need to. The point hath been made. Take care.